Here's something that surprised even me. Of everyone buying homes right now, in our generation, boomers and Gen Xers actually reports the least regret. About 6 in 10 of us say we'd do it again. No second thoughts. But here's the catch. When we do regret a purchase, it tends to be the expensive kind. Because at this stage of life, we have less runway to fix a mistake. I'm David Poulsen. I'm a baby boomer myself, fourth generation San Francisco Bay Area native, and I have over 30 years of real estate experience in the city and the Bay Area. Hundreds of homes bought and sold. Before that, I was a developer. I took raw land and subdivided it all the way through to building the homes, projects up to 48 home subdivisions, plus multi unit, retail, office, and industrial. So when I talk about what's behind these walls, I've actually been the one who developed them. As always, I give you the straight scoop on San Francisco real estate. Got questions? Call or text me at 415-735-6188. If you're thinking about buying or selling your next home in San Francisco, downsizing, right sizing, or moving closer to family, this one's for you. I'm going to walk you through the 5 regrets I see retirees and near retirees run into most, and exactly how to avoid every one. No fluff, no sales pitch until the very end. Just the straight scoop, peer to peer. Most buyers lock onto one number. For us, it's usually the price or whatever's left after we sell the current place. What nobody walks you through is what actually costs to own a home in San Francisco, month to month. And on a fixed income, every one of those numbers matters more. It's property taxes, insurance, and in this city, often a separate earthquake policy with a deductible. That'll get your attention. HOA dues if there's a building, plus the special assessment nobody mentions. Soft story seismic retrofits in these older buildings can land a 5-figure bill on owners with almost no warning. Utilities, maintenance, and here's the one that cuts both ways for our generation: property taxes. If you've owned your San Francisco home for decades, you've been paying tax on 1990s assessed value under Prop 13, a fraction of what your home is worth today. Buy a new place and do nothing, and your taxes reset to the full purchase price. That's about 1.2%, roughly $24,000 a year on $1 million. $2,000 a month just in property tax. On a fixed income, that number is not abstract. But here's the part most agents won't tell you, and it's the single most valuable thing in this whole video. If you're 55 or older, Proposition 19 may let you carry your lower tax base with you to your new home anywhere in California. And you can do it up to 3 times. Done, that can cut your new property tax bill dramatically. Done wrong, or not at all, you leave that benefit on the table forever. I've watched people overpay by $15,000, $20,000 a year every year. It's simply because nobody walked them through it before they bought. Stick around, because later I'll show you how to build your real monthly number, Prop 19 included, before you ever fall in love with the place. You find a house from your phone. It's everything you pictured, better than the photos. And a few weeks in, something starts to nag at you that you can't quite name. That feeling has a name: location mismatch. And for retirees, it shows up differently than it does for a 30-year-old. It's not the commute, whether you can walk to a cafe or a pharmacy, whether you're near good doctors, whether the grandkids can actually get to you, whether your street has any life in it on an ordinary weekday afternoon. Here's what I tell every buyer at this stage: San Francisco neighborhoods are not interchangeable. Take four people, weigh against each other all the time: the marina, Pacific Heights, Noe Valley, and the Sunset. On a listing feed, the houses blur together. The lives attached to them are completely different. The marina is flat, walkable, social, cafes, the waterfront, easy on the knees, easy to stay connected. The trade off: older, smaller units. It sits on a liquefaction zone, and parking can be a daily battle. Pacific Heights gives you the grand homes, the views, the prestige, and the quiet. But those hills are real. And a beautiful home with 3 flights of stairs can turn you 10 years from now in a way that you don't see at the open house. Noe Valley is the sunniest pocket in the city, a true walkable village. Cafes on 24th Street, neighbors who know your name, but the edges get steep and you pay a premium for that sunshine. And the Sunset gives you the most homes for your money: space, a garage, room for a family to visit. The catch is the fog that settles in for months and a more car dependent rhythm, which can start to feel isolating if there comes a day you'd rather not drive. The houses can look identical. The day to day can be worlds apart. I'm not saying one's better, they're just different. And that difference is exactly where the mismatch lives. A beautiful kitchen doesn't fix a life you don't enjoy. I watch buyers learn that too late. They optimized the house and underestimated the life. The right question isn't just, can I afford this house? It's, do I actually want to live here on an ordinary Tuesday, this year and 10 years from now? Quick one: figuring out which San Francisco neighborhood fits this chapter of your life and your budget is the exact conversation I have with people every week. Reach out. My info's in the description. Okay, back to it. An offer goes in and your heart's pounding and you start waving things that you'd normally protect: the inspection, the appraisal cushion, the time to actually think it through. And I'll be honest with you, because a lot of agents won't. San Francisco is fast. Right now, there are fewer than 500 homes for sale in the entire city, and a good one can sell in about 12 days. So I'm not going to tell you you've got all the time in the world. On the right house, you don't. But speed and panic are not the same thing. Speed is moving fast because you're prepared. Panic is waiving the inspection on a 100-year-old San Francisco home because you're afraid of losing it. And remember, I came up as a developer. I know what's behind those walls: knob and tube wiring, foundations that have quietly settled, additions built without a permit that become your problem the day you own them. And out at our stage, you don't want a major surprise eating into the nest egg 6 months after you move in. Waiving the inspection doesn't make those problems vanish. It just means you find out after the money's gone. And there's a second kind of panic to watch for. Rushing so fast, you blow past your Prop 19 timing or stretch past what your retirement income comfortably carries. The buyers I've watched carry the worst regret weren't too slow. They were unprepared. So when the moment came, they moved on adrenaline instead of a plan. Hold on to that because the framework coming up is the best antidote to that pressure I've found in 30 years. The home that was supposed to be a reward, the freedom, the easy chapter, ends up shrinking your life instead. It's rarely one big realization, it's a stack of small ones. The payment's high enough, there's no room for the travel you'd promised yourself. You're dipping into savings you meant to leave alone. The stairs that were fine at the open house are a project by the time your knees have an opinion. The neighborhood look charming in the photos, but doesn't connect to a single one of your actual routines. And here's the brutal part. These aren't things you fix like a kitchen. You can refinance if the rates drop. You cannot easily add an elevator to a 3-story Victorian. You can't move the house closer to your kids. You can't manufacture a neighborhood feel that was never there. And when people say they regret their purchase, most of the time it isn't the house they love. They love the house, it's the life attached to it. They optimized for the house and underestimated the life. After 3 decades of helping families through this, and as someone in your own generation, there's one question that pulls it all together. Does this house expand your life or does it box it in? The happiest buyers I know asked that before they wrote an offer. The ones with the most regret were focused on winning a house when they should have been focused on the chapter ahead. So here's how you buy without regret. Step one, build the real monthly number first and check Prop 19 before anything else. Before you tour, before you picture your furniture in it, build the full ownership number, property tax, insurance, earthquake coverage, HOA, utilities, real maintenance, and run your Prop 19 portability first, because whether you can carry your low tax base can swing your monthly cost by $1,000 or more. If it feels tight on paper, it will not feel better later. Step two, reverse engineer the life before you pick the neighborhood. Map your week before you map the house. How close are the doctors? Can you walk to coffee, to a pharmacy, to a friend? How do the grandkids get to you? Visit the street on the foggy Tuesday, not just on a sunny Saturday. In San Francisco, those are two different planets, 3 blocks apart. Step three, know what you can't change. The regret that stings comes from what's permanent: stairs, hills, location, the rhythm of the street. Nobody lies awake over paint color. That's a weekend. A home you can't move through comfortably in 10 years is a different story. Buy for the version of you in a decade out, not just today. Step four, be so prepared that moving fast feels calm, not frantic. In this market, you don't get to be slow, but you absolutely get to be ready. Know your numbers, your Prop 19 position, your neighborhoods, and your non-negotiables when you walk in. When you're that prepared, moving fast is a confident decision, not a panicked one. Step 5, buy for the next chapter, not the last one. Don't count on appreciation to bail you out of a bad fit. Transaction costs in San Francisco are real, and time matters more than now. Think single level if that's where you're headed. Lock and leave if you plan to travel. Low maintenance if you'd rather be on the golf course than up a ladder. The question isn't whether the house is exciting today, it's whether it still fits as life changes over the next several years. Regret doesn't come from buying in San Francisco. It comes from buying without a full picture of what you're signing up for. If you're thinking about the next move here and you want someone in your own generation who knows the neighborhoods, the real numbers, and how to use Prop 19 to your advantage, email me directly, David at sfhothomes.com, or call me or text me at 415-735-6188, and I'll tell you the truth before you sign, not after. And if you want to see exactly how Prop 19 move works when you downsize in San Francisco, how to carry your low tax base to your new homes, that video's right here on this channel, Living San Francisco with David Poulsen. I'm David Poulsen. Thanks for watching to the end. You can subscribe, and as always, I give you the straight scoop on San Francisco real estate. See you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone.